how are you doing? Have a magnificent welcome. Today I will show you what type of chlorine should you be using in your pool. Is dichlor the best one? Or maybe cal hypo? Or should I be using bleach? Or your best option is to use trichlor? Well, to know what type of chlorine you should use, there are some factors you should consider, just like how many hours of sun you get a day, or the materials in your pool, or how many people bathe a day, among other factors. So now you will see which type of chlorine you should use, or maybe what combination of these types of chlorine is the best for you. Let's begin. So before you know which type of chlorine is the best in your situation, you need to know the characteristics of each one of these. First we have dichlor. This is called a stabilized chlorine because it carries cyanuric acid. That CYA is excellent to protect the chlorine from the sun rays. And this is commonly known as chlorine shock because it's easy to dissolve and then to add to the water of the pool to raise fast the chlorine levels. Then we have calcium hypochlorite. This is also known as chlorine shock because it's easy to dissolve it and then it raises fast the chlorine levels in the pool. The particularity of this one is that it raises the calcium hardness in the pool water very fast, and it does also turn the water a little cloudy. Then we have bleach, which is sodium hypochlorite. This one is, so to speak, the purest of all types of chlorine there are because it doesn't raise cyanuric acid levels or calcium hardness. This one does raise sodium in the water, but just so that you know, you could be using this type of chlorine for up to 10 years and you wouldn't have high levels of sodium in the water. So this one never saturates the water of the pool. Finally, we have trichlor, which comes in tabs and also granules or powder. This one is called slow chlorine because it dissolves very slow and it helps you to keep chlorine levels for days and days because it will be solving slow. This one carries cyanuric acid levels, so it raises the CYA levels whenever you use it. And those are all types of chlorine that you could use. There exist more, but they are out of the market, so I'm not even going to mention them. Okay, now what you care the most, which is which type of chlorine should you be using in your pool water. First of all, if you have a delicate material such as fiberglass, vinyl, plaster, or any other delicate material, well, you might be saying goodbye to granulated trichlor because this one dissolves slow whenever you add it to the pool water and it will damage the materials of your pool. But you can still use this trichlor in tabs. Next, if your pool receives many hours of sun a day, you need to have from 30 to 50 parts per million of cyanuric acid level in your pool. This you can achieve by adding trichlor until you raise those 50 parts per million of CYA, or also dichlor because the cyanuric acid levels help chlorine resist the hours when sun hits the pool. So if you don't have CYA levels from 30 to 50 parts per million, well, your chlorine wouldn't last at all. So until this point, you already know that you could use trichlor and dichlor or just one of these two types of chlorine until you reach 50 parts per million whenever you fill the water for the first time. And you have a second choice, which is to add this stabilizer manually to reach these 50 parts per million. You can see how to calculate this cyanuric acid to add to the pool in the app Manage Your Pool Parameters section, cyanuric acid calculator, and introducing there all the data requested. And then after you reach 50 parts per million whenever you fill the water for the first time, you can use bleach or sodium hypochlorite or calcium hypochlorite, which is cal hypo, or the two of them all the time. This until CYA levels go back down to 30 parts per million. And in that time you add back again this CYA. And that's it. Yes, as hard to believe as it could be, that's all you need to know and to do to sanitize the water of your pool, which is either using trichlor and dichlor for the first time and then bleach or cal hypo, or just to add manually the CYA levels and then again bleach or cal hypo. And finally, if you have many bathers every day, you need to shock the pool after the last person stops to bathe. This you can do either using cal hypo or dichlor. Remember that cal hypo raises calcium levels and dichlor raises cyanuric acid levels. So you always need to control the CYA levels and the calcium hardness levels. And that's everything for this video. Now you know all there is to know so that you can use the best type of chlorine in your swimming pool water. If you like the video, subscribe, because I upload one new video with the best info about pools for you every week. See you soon!